Well, today's word is perplexed.
Good word, Fizz.
Thanks.
So when you watch Science Court, listen for the word perplexed and see if you can figure out what it means.
Can you tell us anything about it?
All I can tell you is that it's a verb.
A verb? Oh, I love verbs.
Here's Science Court, folks. Remember, the word is...
Perplexed. It's a verb.
Excellent dinner, Susanna.
Thank you.
Though I normally prefer my chicken to be a bit more moist.
You ate it all.
Well, because I don't want to hurt your feelings. But the truth is, the chicken was dreadfully dry.
It certainly wasn't any drier than that roast you served me last week.
My roast? Dry? Nonsense.
It was as dry as the desert and just as tasty.
I recall you wolfing it down pretty well, Susanna. At one point, I remember fearing for my life, the way you were shoveling everything in at the table.
Ira Mortimer Richmond, you're so droll.
Tell me, Susanna, are you still doing your little magic tricks?
Of course. Would you like to see one?
Certainly. I only hope I don't figure out how the trick is done before you even complete it.
Do you want to see this trick or not?
All right, go ahead.
Pick a card. Any card.
Okay, I choose this one.
Now study it.
I did. I merely need one glance.
Slide it back, anywhere in the deck.
So you're going to find my card? Such a trite trick, Susanna.
Oh, not just find your card, Ira. I'm going to make it turn itself over in the deck.
Susanna, that would be impossible. How would it be able to turn itself over?
Because I'm telling it to. Card, turn yourself over.
You're insane. Great stocks. My card. That's my card. How did it turn itself over?
Magic, my dear Ira. Magic.
Perplex me, Susanna B. Worthmore.
Why?
Well, here you are, a highly successful, highly respected member of high society, doing magic tricks. I don't get it.
Well, I simply like doing magic, that's all. It's fun.
What is this, Susanna?
An aquarium.
Your humor knows no bounds, unfortunately. But I'm referring to the little decoration thing floating on top.
Oh, that. Just a little something I picked up.
It's actually quite beautiful.
Thank you.
Perhaps I'll pick one up tomorrow for my aquarium.
Oh, they don't have any more.
I'll go to the manufacturer.
These were made specifically on an island in the South Pacific.
I'll go there tomorrow on my yacht.
Everybody moved off the island when the volcano started erupting, and then the island was destroyed.
I'll rebuild the island.
The people are scattered all over the world.
Then I will buy a time machine and go back in time
But
and...
I have one left.
I lied about the time machine.
These are the only two in the world.
Is it exactly the same?
Exactly.
How much?
$4,829,000.32.
I'll take it. Of course, first, I want to see it next to yours, floating. I want to make sure they are identical. Looks good.
Let me dry it off and wrap it.
What are you doing back there?
You're as nosy as ever, Ira. Here's your island.
Here's your money.
Enjoy.
I will. Good night, Miss Worthmore.
Good night, Mr. Richmond.
It's beautiful, Wedgwood, is it not? A mere $4,829,000.32. I'm not an idiot. I'm not. Well, here it goes. My island, my floating island is sinking. But it was just like hers, Wedgwood. Wait, she tricked me. But how? Maybe. Yes, Wedgwood, brilliant. She must have done something to it when she went into the other room to pack it. Say again. Oh, right. So I wish to sue Susanna B. Worthmore for everything she's got.
Mr. Richmond, I'm your man.
Good.
They haven't built a lawsuit that can hold me.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that there isn't a loss. I don't know. So do you think Susanna B. Worthmore put a spell on this little island thingy? And that's why it sank in your aquarium?
Not a spell, Mr. Savage, but I think she sold me a trick island.
Hey, tricks are one thing, but purposely...
Hold on, Mr. Savage. I have another call coming in. I am Richmond, only two known to exist in the world, and they were purchased by Ms. Worthmore. Thank you. Mr. Savage?
Yeah?
Will you take my case?
Oh, I'll take your case, Mr. Richmond. You know, it's people like Ms. Worthmore who really...
Excuse me, Mr. Savage. I have another call. I'm sorry.
Oh, I have another call coming in, too.
Oh, go get it. Hello, I am Richmond.
Are you the other call?
Yes. Now click back. Hello, I am Richmond.
Am I on?
Mrs.
Which
Savage,
line are you on now?
I'm a very, very rich man, and I can entertain myself in any way I like. Now click back. Hello, I am Richmond.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to See You Later Estimator, the show that teaches you to estimate. I'm your host, Professor Parsons, and today we're going to look at some fish. Take a look at this picture. Hey, do you know what they call it when a large amount of fish travel together? Bobby, any idea? That's right, a school of fish. Very good, Bobby. You got that one right. Okay, so how many fish do you think are in the picture? It's hard to count them all, so let's estimate. And we estimate by showing a small amount first. So here's what 20 fish look like. Okay, so let's go to Parsons Pupils for some estimates. And first up is, oh, hey, it's Hippie the Hip Hop Hippo.
Here we go. I like to rap, and I like to rhyme. That's it.
Right. Well, that didn't exactly rhyme, did it, Hippie?
Oh, no, I wasn't trying. Not right now, because I'm a little tired.
Okay, Hippie. Well, that's exciting television. So how many fish would you estimate?
You don't necessarily have to rhyme. You just have to sound like it. I estimate there to be 200 fish. Like that. It doesn't have to rhyme, just makes sense.
Okay, Hippie, the sort of rapping hippo, says 200. Next up is the quiet little cat. Hello, cat. Are you going to talk? No. Why do I bother? Okay, what's your estimate, cat? No. Please, cat, give me an estimate now. No. Do we have to go through this because it's so obvious? No. Then let's not go through it. Just give me an estimate, cat. No. All right, fine. Don't give me an estimate. 90. 90 fish, says the cat. I didn't say you did. And finally, we have Clarice Cow. Hello, Clarice.
Moo. Professor, I miss you so much. I feel physical pain.
Thank you, Clarice. That's very nice of you to say.
Did you move, Miss Moi?
Do you have an estimate, Clarice?
First tell me you miss me, Professor. Move.
I missed you, Clarice. I really did. I missed you.
That didn't sound sincere. Move.
Oh, actually, Clarice, I counted the minutes between the last time we met and right now. And that was exactly 12,674 minutes.
Oh, Professor, you're crazy for Clarice. Move. Crazy for Clarice.
Now, if I could just get your estimate.
I say there are 120 fish over the moon.
Right, okay, thank you, and I'll count the minutes. Till next time.
Clarice is a complicated cow. It's not just about counting the minutes, Professor. It's about putting in the time.
Please stop.
Move.
Okay, folks, who do you agree with? Hippie the Hip Hop Hippo, who said 200, Cat, who said 90, or Clarice Cow, who said 120? We'll find out how many fish there are when we come back. Hey, we're back. Did you know that fish aren't very smart? Which is odd because they travel in schools. Good. All right. Anyway, let's take another look at that school of fish and the hint. Now, if you agreed with Hippie, who said 200, and tried to make it rhyme, I'd say better luck next time. Oh, that rhymed. Rhyme in time. But if you agreed with Clarice Cow, who said 120, I'd say congratulations on a fine estimation. There are 120 fish in the picture. So until next time, see you later, estimator.
So as far as you know, Miss Worthmore, the two little islands are identical?
Absolutely. Mr. Richmond and I have a friendly rivalry. I enjoy outsmarting him just as much as he enjoys outsmarting me, but I would never cheat him.
Are you really a magician?
Well, an amateur. I do kids' parties and perform for kids in hospitals. But I'm afraid that if I'm found guilty of cheating Mr. Richmond, no one will want me to entertain their kids. Can you help me?
We'd be glad to help you. But let me ask you one thing.
Yes?
Why did Mr. Richmond's island sink?
Ms. Kremple, I have no idea.
Hi, and welcome to A Better's World. I'm your host, Jen Betters, and today we're going inside the world of a science court stenographer. Thank you for letting us into your world, Fred. Yeah, cut. Fred, just act natural.
I am acting natural, Jen.
Yeah, but you seem a little nervous.
Because it's natural for me to be nervous in front of a camera.
Good morning, people.
Hi, Judge Stone.
Good morning, Judge Stone.
Jen's interviewing me for her show, A Better's World.
Oh, that's great. How's it going?
But Fred gets a little nervous when the camera goes on.
A little, more than a little, Judge Stone. I totally freeze up, like this.
Can you help us?
What if I wrote down Fred's responses?
Hey, it's worth a try.
Okay, roll it. Thank you for letting us into your world, Fred.
You're welcome, Jen. The world of the science court stenographer is both interesting and shall.
And what?
I don't know. She wrote it. Ask her what shall means.
Well, I ran out of room. You could take it from there, Fred.
Susanna, did you put a magic spell on Mr. Richmond's island to make it sink?
That's ridiculous. There's no such thing as a magic spell.
Well, didn't you make a card magically turn over in the middle of the deck for Mr. Richmond?
Yes, but it's a trick. I know lots of tricks. I'll do one for you now if you like.
Ooh. Okay.
Judge Stone, do you have 5 pennies?
I think so.
Thank you. Mr. Savage, place them in a straight line right here. Now, I'm going to turn around, and I want you to pick up any penny you want. Hold it tightly between 2 fingers for 10 seconds, and then put it back exactly where it was. I will attempt to read your mind and tell you which coin you picked.
Are you peeking?
No.
Okay, ready. You don't know which one it is, do you? You're not even a good magician. You're just guilty.
This one.
Huh? How can you say you don't have any magical powers when you just showed us that you do?
Because it's a trick.
It's magic. What am I thinking right now?
I have no idea.
Ah, that's right. I have no idea.
Mr. Savage, I didn't read your mind. If I did, I would have fallen asleep.
Then how did you do it?
It's simple. You see, metals such as coins are good conductors of heat, Mr. Savage.
Hey, tell me something I don't know. Oh, actually, you just did.
When you squeezed the penny between your fingers, you warmed it up and the metal coin retained some of the heat. All I had to do was feel which coin was the warmest.
That's it?
That's it. A lot of tricks are actually pretty simple once you know how they're done.
But this only proves that you did something to Mr. Richmond's island to make it sink. Susanna B. Worthmore, you are guilty. Your Honor, I call Dr. Julie Bean to the stand. Dr. Bean, did you have a chance to study these 2 islands?
Yes,
Really? And what did you find?
they are identical.
Identical. Tell me, Dr. Bean, why do some things float and other things sink?
Because of magic.
I knew it.
I'm kidding.
Oh, me too.
You see, things float when they have less density than whatever they're floating in.
Thank you, Dr. Bean. No more questions? Oh, wait. Actually, I have one more question. What does that mean?
Well, density is how heavy something is compared to the amount of space it takes up.
You mean its size?
A simple way to say it is that if an object seems heavy for its size, it's more likely to sink. And if it's light for its size, it might just float. An object that is heavy for its size is said to have high density.
You know, you're just about to lose me.
Okay, look. A block of iron is more dense than a block of wood of the same size.
I'm fading.
Because the molecules of the iron are packed more tightly together than the molecules of the piece of wood.
And I'm gone.
Well, think of a shoebox with some cotton in it.
Okay, I'm back.
Now think of the same shoebox, stuffed as tightly as possible with more cotton. The tightly packed one is more dense. It has more density because there are more things packed into the same space.
Why keep cotton in a shoebox?
I don't know.
You were doing so well. No further questions, Your Honor. Your witness, Ms. Kremple.
Dr. Bean, why is it that something really small, like a little stone, will sink, and a huge ship made of heavy, dense steel will float?
Well, density affects whether something will float or sink. Ships are really big in size, but since they're filled mostly with air, they're not that dense.
Wait a minute. I'm confused. Fred, could you read that back to me, please?
A stenographer records the testimony of the witness, and at any time could be asked to read back key sentences.
Yeah. I think I might have missed something.
Okay, basically a large ship floats because most of the space in the ship is taken up with air. So believe it or not, a ship is less dense than a little rock.
I know it takes up most of the space in a rock. Rock.
Right, so a rock full of rock can be more dense than a ship mostly full of air.
Well, tell me something, Dr. Bean. How come a submarine floats and then sinks and then floats again?
Well, that's a good question.
Then sinks again, then floats again, then sinks again.
Okay, now it's an annoying question.
But it's still a good question. Then sinks again, then floats again.
When it's moving along the surface of the water, a submarine floats like a ship. But submarines have special tanks inside them that can be filled with water. When the tanks are full, the sub becomes more dense because more of its space is filled with heavy water. So the denser sub sinks. Here's one way to think about it. As soon as something becomes more dense than the water around it, it will sink.
Oh, am I less dense than water?
Do you sink in a pool?
Yes.
Then you are more dense than water.
Well, Miss Crimple, it's been fun, but watch this. Guess who's guilty? The island won't float. This case is closed.
Wait a minute. Mr. Richmond, what kind of fish are in your tank?
Goldfish, angelfish, red-tailed black sharks, the usual.
Susanna, what kind of fish do you have?
I have some damsels, clownfish.
That's it, Tim. Good job.
What's it? What about the fish? They don't have anything to do with this case.
Yes, they do, Mr. Savage.
I knew it. I should have questioned the fish more closely.
Your Honor, may we have a short recess, please?
Certainly. Short recess starting now.
Professor Parsons,
Hello, everybody.
this has been a very perplexing case. We seem to be stuck.
So you call old Professor Parsons.
Yes, Professor.
Not that I'm old.
I didn't say you were.
I mean, sure, I have tenure, but that doesn't mean I'm old.
Right. Professor, we learned that things will float in a liquid if they are less dense than that liquid.
Early to mid-40s. Not going to say the number. All right, what was the question?
That things will float in a liquid if they are less dense than that liquid.
Sounds good.
But liquids can have different densities as well, correct?
No, they can't.
Absolutely they can. Liquids can have different densities.
But water is water is water.
Not necessarily, Mr. Savage. Susanna, what kind of fish do you have in your tank?
Oh, that's it. I have saltwater fish.
What? I have fresh water.
It doesn't matter if it's pepper water.
It does matter, Mr. Savage. Professor, what's the difference between salt water and fresh water?
Well, obviously salt water contains salt and is therefore a tiny bit more dense than fresh water. That's why it's easier to float in the ocean than it is in a pool.
So things that are less dense than salt water will float in salt water.
Right, but the same object may be more dense than fresh water and therefore will sink in fresh water. You see, liquids vary in density. Have you ever seen a puddle in the street and there's oil floating on top of it? Well, oil floats because it's less dense than water. Look at any oil spill in the ocean. The oil floats on top because it's less dense than the salt water.
Salt? As in lightly salted potato chips, please?
Easy, Fred.
Well, the salt in the ocean, Fred, is just like the salt on your table.
Thank you, Professor. Let's try something, shall we? See? They both float because they are less dense than the salt water. Now I'll put both of them into Mr. Richmond's freshwater aquarium. You see? They both sink because they are identical, and they are both more dense than the fresh water. Your Honor, I rest my case.
What's she so happy about?
Closing arguments. Mr. Savage, what do you have for us?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Susanna B. Worthmore used her magic powers to make the little island float in one tank and sink in the other. Miss Crimple says it's science, but I say it's magic. Susanna is guilty. Thank you.
Go ahead, Miss Crimple.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good people of the jury. This was certainly a tricky little case, pun intended. But the mystery has been solved. Susanna didn't do anything to Mr. Richmond's island. The problem is that all liquids do not have the same density. And in order for something to float, it first must be less dense than the liquid it is in. Thank you.
Fred is also the bailiff of Science Court. You really have a great job, huh, Fred?
Yes, I owe it all to Judge Stone. The jury reached a verdict.
Jury, have you reached a verdict?
My name is Jessica.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jessica. Has the jury reached a verdict?
Can I say hi to my mom and dad?
Actually, Jessica, could we move this along? Please.
Okay, we, the jury, find the defendant, Susanna B. Worthmore, not guilty of tampering with Mr. Richmond's Little Island accessory. Can I say hi to my mom and dad now?
You can say whatever you want.
Oh, hi, Mom.
Just as soon as I adjourn this courtroom. Science Court is adjourned.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Thank you, Allison. Tim,
Susanna, I owe you an apology.
thank you, Ira.
But won't you tell me how you made that card flip over in the middle of the deck?
Oh, all right.
Be careful. It might be a trick.
It is a trick.
I'm right?
Here, Mr. Savage, pick a card.
This one.
Now, Before you picked a card, I secretly turned over the bottom card. So now, while Mr. Savage looks at his card, I quickly flip the deck over.
So the deck is actually upside down.
Right, but the person can't tell. Now I ask Mr. Savage to put the card back in the deck.
So Doug's card is now facing up.
That's right. See? Simple.
Wow. So it doesn't require any magical powers?
Nope, just practice.
That's kind of like magical powers.
Stenographer Fred, thank you for letting us into the world of a science court stenographer.
You're welcome, Jen. The world of a science court stenographer is both interesting and shallow.
Yeah, thanks, Fred. We're done.
Wait, don't put the camera away. I won't be camera shy anymore. I got Chow. I could be Chow. Please.
Hi, folks, and welcome back to The Last Word with Fizz and Martina.
Did you hear today's word, perplex, being used?
I did. Mr. Richmond said that Susanna perplexed him.
Because she was rich, but enjoyed doing magic shows.
And then Ms. Kremple said the case was very perplexing.
Yeah.
So what do you think it means, Fizz?
Well, I think it has something to do with being confused.
Exactly right, my fine feathered Fizz.
Now that perplexes me.
Perplex, to puzzle or confuse, or to make complicated or confused.
Let's go to the phone. Hi, you're on The Last Word with Fizz and Martina.
Hello, this is Susanna B. Worthmore, and I think I can use perplex in a sentence.
Great, let's hear it.
A good magic trick can perplex even the most intelligent person.
Excellent.
So you're saying some magic tricks can be really hard to figure out?
You bet.
Perplex. Look it up. Use it. Wear it out.
Thanks for the call.
We're out of time, folks. See you next week.
Bye.